Hello everyone. So this would be our second problem of the quotient rule. So if you haven't watched yet our previous problem, so we had a problem on the quotient rule for our last video. So this would be the second problem for the quotient rule and when to use the quotient rule. So we also had problems with we discussed problems with the chain rule, with the product rule, and when to use both. So here, this is now the problem. We need to take the derivative using the quotient rule. So this is now our function is equal to y equal to 7x squared divided by 4 to the x minus x. All right. So that is the given function. So we need to take the derivative of y. So that means we want y bar, or the derivative of the y. So if you are given with a problem like this, you need to identify first what rule you need to apply. So will it be a quotient rule? Should you apply a chain rule or a product rule? So that'd be the first step. You need to identify what rule you need to apply. But in this case, it is very obvious that it is a fraction. So there is a numerator divided by the denominator. So if that is the case, if you go back to our first problem in the previous video, we also have a fraction. So we have a numerator divided by the denominator. And if that is the case, we will use the quotient rule. So we divide a numerator and the denominator. So we have something like this, u and v. So we let u as our numerator and v as our denominator. So u divided by v. And so the quotient rule states that the derivative of y would simply be equal to the denominator times the derivative of the numerator minus numerator times the derivative of the denominator divided by the denominator squared. So you just need to know what the numerator is, what the denominator is, and then take the first derivatives of both, and then you put it in this formula. That is the quotient rule. So first, we will solve for so this is now our numerator, right? So we let it as u. So let u is equal to 7x squared because that is our numerator. So this would be our denominator, and we let it as v. Let v is equal to 4ex minus x, because that is our denominator. So we have now identified our numerator and the denominator, and then we call them u and v. Once we have u and v, look at our formula. We need to compute for the derivative of u and also the derivative of v. So that means we need to compute the derivatives of u and v. So that would be our next step. We need to differentiate u and v, or we take the derivative of u and the derivative of v. So the derivative of u is, so what is the derivative of 7x squared? What is the derivative of 7x squared? It is actually 7 times 2x, or 14x. What is the derivative of the denominator? So the denominator is this one. So what's the derivative of that? 4ex minus x. What's the derivative of 4ex minus x? It is actually equal to 4ex minus 1. So that is the derivative of the denominator. So we have the derivative of the numerator, the derivative of the denominator. What we will do is so as you can see in here, the derivative of 4ex is actually 4ex, right? That is why here we have 4ex and then minus 1, because the derivative of 4ex is simply 4ex. So once we have those, we put them back into the formula for the quotient rule. So we put them back into the formula for the quotient rule. And you see here, this is the numerator times the derivative of the denominator. And we have here the denominator times the derivative of the numerator. And we have the denominator square. So we put everything back into the quotient rule. Once you have everything back in there, all you need to do, as I mentioned in the first problem, once you reach this point, it is easy. If you know how to simplify, if you know how to multiply polynomials, then you are good, right? So because in here, you will just be multiplying polynomials, you'll be distributing polynomials, and you simplify them. Once you simplify them, that would be it. So let's see what can be simplified here. So first, we need to expand the first product, right? So here we multiply this, right? We multiply it. So we multiply it here, right? So this is the multiplication of that, right? Here we also have a multiplication, 7x squared times 4e to the x minus 1. So we can simplify as well, or we can multiply the second product or the second product. So when we multiply it, it would be like this. So that would be the answer. Now, for as long as you can multiply, then you are good, right? So we multiply the first part, the answer is this. We multiply the second part, the answer is this. Once you have that, you put them back together. You put them back together. So once you put them all together and then you combine like terms, it would be like this, right? So you put them all together and you combine like terms. So when you combine like terms, it would be like this for the numerator, right? So just do it one step at a time. And then once you have the numerator, so you can factor out common factor in the numerator, like what we did in the first problem. If you can factor them out, after you simplify them, you combine like terms, and after you combine like terms, there are still something that you could do, like maybe factor them out. So if you can do the factoring, factor it, and then cancel things, cancel some of the terms. So in here, you can factor out 7x. So you factor out 7x here, so the denominator would be something like this, 7x times x. And then, so it would be like this. Look. And so look at this. This would be the final answer, right? We did not even expand that thing, remember we have the denominator squared. We squared the denominator, so we could have multiplied e to the x minus x times 4e to the x minus x, if you want to expand it, right? Or you can do it like that, you don't have to expand it. Maybe your teacher would allow you to have that answer for you. No, you don't have to expand it. Or maybe you could ask your teacher or your professor if your professor would accept that final answer, or maybe your professor would only accept the expansion. So you need to then multiply 4e to the x minus x by itself for your final answer. So today, that would just be our final answer. We will not expound the denominator, and that would be our final answer. So if you have some questions, if you need to review our first problem, please review our first problem on quotient rule as well, right? If you have some questions, don't forget to leave a comment below, and we will be discussing more problems like this in the future. So please give me a follow, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.